Bitcoiners are slowly coming into Kaspa. I've been talking about this for the past few days now. Okay, Bitcoiners are now slowly coming into Kaspa, talking about it, and of course, studying Kaspa. Okay, so I want to continue talking about this because this is very, very interesting. Because I told you guys many, many times, especially a couple months back, right, that if you are simply bullish on Bitcoin, you're gonna start coming into Casper. Okay, we're gonna see a lot more Bitcoiners out there starting to come into Casper and talking about Casper. And it seems like that is exactly what's happening right now. For the past few days, I've been talking about this, right? Bitcoiners are slowly coming to Casper. Bitcoiners are now slowly talking about Casper, right? Coming into Casper. So this is very, very interesting. Okay, it really, really is. And I told you guys that this will eventually happen, and it seems like it's finally happening, right? So if you guys haven't seen my most previous Casper video that I literally just uploaded yesterday, you should definitely check out that video, right? Check out that video and then come back to this one. But in today's video, I want to continue talking about Bitcoiners coming into Casper. But you guys have to understand, right? I am a Bitcoiner myself. Okay, I obviously invest into Bitcoin. Bitcoin right now is my biggest holding. I am very, very bullish into Bitcoin. I've been DCAing, right, dollar cost averaging into Bitcoin for the past almost 5 years now, and I'm still continuing. I am very, very bullish, on Bitcoin, right, and Casper, of course, as I told you guys many times. Okay, I am investing. Okay, I'm accumulating a lot of Bitcoin and Casper, right, on both of these projects. I am equally bullish. So I used to be, right, one of those types as well, a Bitcoiner that is coming into Casper. So I know how it feels. Okay, that Casper is going to be the next big thing, and trust me, guys, down the future, a lot more Bitcoin maxis, people that are bullish on Bitcoin, people that are just generally Bitcoiners, they're going to come into Casper. Okay, and that's exactly what we are in fact seeing right now. Okay, a lot of these Bitcoiners are slowly coming into Casper and talking about it. This is very, very bullish, right? It really, really is. So before we talk about all that, I want to give you guys an update on what is exactly happening right now for Casper. Okay, so Casper right now, guys, just below 9 cents. Casper right now is slightly going back up to the upside. And I told you guys many times, we have to see Casper breaking 9 cents, right? Because Casper has been struggling, right, for the past few weeks, struggling to break 9 cents, right? You guys clearly see that. Seems like every single time we do see Casper going back up to 9 cents, it always goes back down to the downside, right? You guys can just clearly see that. And right now, okay, Casper is almost reaching back up to 9 cents. Okay, you guys just clearly see that. So maybe this time around, will we see a breakout happening for Casper? Will we see Casper continue to break out of 9 cents, and will it reach 10 cents? Okay, because we have to see Casper breaking out of 9 cents. I feel like this is a very, very strong resistance for Casper, but I do believe soon enough it's going to break out of it. And once we do see a clear breakout from this 9 cent level, we're going to see Casper continue to go much, much higher, right? And it's been a while since we have seen Casper, above 10 cents, right? Ever since, late of May, so a couple months back. But as I told you guys many times, I don't mind if Casper is staying below 10 cents because it's super undervalued. In my opinion, Casper right now, it's dirt cheap. It is super undervalued below 10 cents, right? It just is. So I've been accumulating, for the past few weeks, few months, I've been buying and accumulating a lot of Casper. I've been buying more Casper than Bitcoin, okay? I really have been. So yeah, I am bullish on Casper, guys. The Casper price today is up 6%, over 6%, 6.4%. So looking amazing right now for Casper. Like I said, it's looking like Casper does want to reach back up to 9 cents. And hopefully we do see a breakout happening for Casper. If it doesn't, that's fine. Okay, but so far, the Casper chart is looking pretty bullish in my opinion, right? It really, really is. Even on the daily time frame, it's looking like Casper does want to, reach back up to 13 cents, where it was back in mid of May, right? So yeah, I do believe that's going to be happening soon enough. Okay, whatever happens with Casper, it's going to reach back up above 10 cents. So I hope you guys are ready for that. Okay, but so far this month in July, as we all know, it's looking very, very bullish for Casper. Okay, we are up 17.8%, almost 20%. So far Q3 is a great start for Casper. I told you guys Okay, Q3 is going to be a decent one for Kaspa, and so far it is looking pretty decent for Kaspa, right? It really, really is. And I do believe Q4 will be amazing for Kaspa as well, so be ready for that, guys, right? Now, the volume today for Kaspa, $100 million. Okay, the markup for Kaspa is now back at 2.3 billion. Yesterday we saw it below that. Okay, now it's back at 2.3 billion, so that's amazing to see. Okay, and the next reduction is in 19 days, so that's very soon. And as we all know, the next reward is 4.62 Kaspa. Okay, so like I said, guys, if you guys haven't seen my previous videos where Bitcoiners are talking about Kaspa, right? So if we look over here 9 days ago, I made this video talking about, people selling the Bitcoins for Kaspa. Okay, and I made one over here, right? Bitcoin maxis are starting to buy Kaspa. I made this video a couple of days ago, 4 days ago. So if you haven't seen this video, you should definitely check it out. Okay, and just recently, right, yesterday, like I said, I made this video. Okay, I said, wow, more Bitcoiners are studying Kaspa, and that's true. That is exactly, what we are in fact seeing. So if you guys haven't seen these videos, you should definitely check them out, right? But I came across this video today from Bitcoin, not crypto. Okay, so this YouTuber right over here, you guys clearly see. Okay, and he made this almost 30-minute video talking about, some problems that Kaspa has that Bitcoin doesn't and whatnot, right? But it's pretty interesting what he says here. Okay, and I do believe this is a great, crypto YouTuber, and you guys need to understand, I'm not against Bitcoin. Like I said, I am equally bullish on both Bitcoin and Kaspa. I am very, very bullish on both Bitcoin and Kaspa. But I feel like Bitcoiners, they need to understand that Bitcoin was the Kaspa testnet. Okay, Kaspa is the fastest open source, decentralized, and fully scalable proof of work layer 1 in the world. That's what I feel like Bitcoiners need to understand. Okay, we're not saying, okay, Kaspa is going to be, replacing Bitcoin, right? Because Bitcoin is always going to remain #1, guys, right? But you guys need to understand, okay, Kaspa, okay, is what Bitcoin was supposed to be. If you guys understand, that saying, you know what I'm trying to say here, right? So understand, okay, Bitcoin was the Kaspa testnet. Okay, and I feel like that's what, Bitcoiners need to understand. And some big Bitcoiners are now starting to realize that, right? So if you guys haven't seen this video, you should definitely check it out. Okay, so this guy's YouTube channel is called Bitcoin, not crypto. Okay, so go to his channel and you'll see his newest video. Okay, the many problems with Kaspa. That's what it's titled, right? So if you haven't seen this video, you should definitely check it out. Okay, it's pretty interesting what he has to say. But yeah, as we all know, okay, a lot of well-known Bitcoin maxis fighting, okay, Kaspa as price is down. They are likely accumulating as low as possible. Don't take everything at face value. Markets are largely player versus player. That's true, okay. If there is any network that a Bitcoin maxi can appreciate, it's Kaspa, and that's very, very true. So, Kaspa is pretty similar, to Bitcoin, right? They both have, a max supply, right, as we all know. Okay, and Kaspa solves the trilemma, as we all know. Okay, fastest L1, okay, proof of work, and Kaspa is truly digital silver because we know Bitcoin is digital gold, right? So both of them fair launch, no ICO, no dev allocations, driven by community. Okay, purely decentralized, proof of work, secure, and no pre-mining. Okay, so you guys need to understand, both Bitcoin and Kaspa are pretty similar, right? And that's why, I'm very, very bullish on both Bitcoin and Kaspa long term, because I really do believe, of course, Bitcoin is not going to go anywhere. Same with Kaspa. I truly do believe Kaspa is going to be, the next big thing. And I told you guys many times, I do believe Kaspa is going to be, in the top 10, even in the top 5, even in the top 3 out of the entire crypto market. Right now, it's in the top 100, right? Sitting at 44. Okay, it's gone, high a little bit. A couple of days ago, it was at 40. Now it's at 44, right? But I truly do believe one day Kaspa is going to be in the top 10, top 5, even in the top 3. Okay, I do believe that is coming. And I've been talking about this guy many times. Okay, VJ, right? As we know, he was a Bitcoiner, and he's one of these Bitcoiners that are slowly coming into Kaspa. And just recently, a couple of days ago, right, I've talked about this many times in my previous videos, but this guy is swapping, okay, some of his Bitcoins for Kaspa. And I told you guys many times, personally, I would never do that because I am both equally bullish on both Bitcoin and Kaspa, right? I would never sell any of my Bitcoins or swap any of my Bitcoins for Kaspa. It's the same way around, right? With Kaspa, I would never sell or swap any of my Kaspa for Bitcoin, right? I would never do that. I would just both equally buy both of them, right? With fiat, okay? That's just simply me, right? I am both equally, bullish on both Bitcoin and Kaspa. I have never sold any of my Bitcoin. I have never sold any of my Kaspa. I am just simply buying and holding both of these projects for the long run, right? I really, really am, guys, okay? That's how bullish I am on both Bitcoin and Kaspa because I love them both, right? I am bullish on both of them, okay? I really, really am, guys. Okay, and I'll talk about this, how, other Bitcoiners, right, are coming into Kaspa, okay? So, Bitcoiners are now testing Kaspa, okay? You guys clearly see that. So, absolutely amazing to see that other, Bitcoiners, Bitcoin maxis are slowly testing Kaspa, coming into Kaspa, slowly talking about it, studying it and whatnot, right? Doing their own research and realizing that Kaspa is going to be the next big thing behind Bitcoin, right? Pretty much. So I already talked about this in my previous video. So like I said, if you haven't seen that video, you should definitely check it out, right? So Crypto G says here, I think that's how you say his name. Hold on to what you believe. Okay, Kaspa is going to be greater than Bitcoin, and that's true. I 100% do agree on that one, right? There is a way to do that. The signs are obvious, and you can only consider yourself lucky that you are this early. Okay, Kaspa is the future. Okay, understand, guys, we are so early for Kaspa, right? Kaspa is still being tested. It's still, developing. A lot of big things are still coming for Kaspa, stablecoins, smart contracts. That's going to be coming very soon. And you guys need to understand, right? Kaspa is not listed on major crypto exchanges. Okay, we all know that, right? Like Binance, Coinbase, even something like crypto.com. Okay, so this just shows you guys how early we are. Okay, how truly early we are for Kaspa, how early we are in this project right now for Kaspa. Okay, we are so early, guys. You guys need to understand that. Buying Kaspa right now is like buying Bitcoin back 2013 or buying Ethereum back in 2017, 2018. That's how early we are for Kaspa, right? You guys need to understand that. Okay, and this is actually pretty cool here, right? So someone got their dad to buy some Kaspa, right? Got my dad locked in on Kaspa. I've never been more proud. Okay, so absolutely amazing. Okay, that Kaspa holders are slowly getting the parents into Kaspa as well. Okay, he even says here, I'm going to keep buying every week. This guy's DCA. Okay, this is a great move. This is absolutely amazing to see, you guys. Okay, and I know people personally that are buying into Kaspa, getting their parents to buy Kaspa, right? And personally, guys, I can never do that with my parents. Okay, they in general, they just don't get crypto like BTC and whatnot, right? They really don't get it, which is fine. Okay, but it's great to see that Kaspa holders are slowly getting the parents into Kaspa. Okay, so absolutely amazing to see. Kaspa in the long term is going to replace Ethereum, and that's true, right? That is true. Okay, it can happen. Okay, I told you guys many times. The Kaspa price is going to reaching, the dollar ranges. I do believe that is going to be happening for Kaspa long term, of course, right? So as you guys clearly see, Kaspa with the same price, okay, with market cap of Ethereum, the price of Kaspa will be over $13. Okay, that's over a 100x, guys, 163x for Kaspa. Okay, now for this to happen for Kaspa, obviously Kaspa has to go mainstream, of course. Okay, a lot of big things have to happen for Kaspa. Okay, the adoption. Okay, Kaspa being listed on major crypto exchanges. That has to happen because not a lot of people in the crypto space know or are talking about Kaspa. Okay, so this just shows you guys that how early we are for Kaspa. There is really no hype in this project yet, but there will be. Okay, so understand Kaspa price with the market cap of Ethereum. Price of Kaspa will be over $13, and I told you guys this many times. We're going to see Kaspa reaching $5, $10 and beyond, right? It's going to be happening. So it is possible that we do see Kaspa being in the top 2, replacing Ethereum. And we know it's crazy to think about, right? Because we know Ethereum has been the second largest crypto coin out there in the market right now, out of the entire crypto market, right? We know Ethereum is the king of altcoins. It's the largest altcoin out there, okay? But will Kaspa replace Ethereum down in the future? Let me know in the comments below. What do you guys think? Personally, I think it's possible. I think it's very, very possible. Of course, long term, right? And you guys may say I sound crazy and whatnot, but I truly do believe, it can happen for sure. Okay, so like I said, if you guys haven't seen this video, you should definitely check it out, because I think it's quite interesting what this guy had to say about Kaspa. The many problems with Kaspa. So if you guys haven't seen this video, definitely check it out. Okay, definitely check it out. But yeah, I appreciate all you guys watching this video. Give this video a thumbs up, and of course subscribe to the channel. I will keep you guys up to date on what's going to be happening with Kaspa. What's looking like as of right now. Kaspa is wanting to reach back up to 9 cents, and you can clearly see it's not too far from reaching 9 cents. So I will keep you guys up to date. Okay, so stay tuned for that. But yeah, I appreciate all you guys, and yeah, I will catch you guys all in my next video. Have a good one, guys.